Probably the worst lead you could see right here. Horrible lead right here. Horrible lead. Horrible lead. Another horrible lead. Bang! There it is. Bang! There it is. You already know. Bang! There it is. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Baron Samedi 1, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at Garchomp with the new community exclusive move of Earth Power. Does Earth Power make Garchomp a meta pick for the Great League? Definitely not. This is a Pokemon that maxes out at basically level 13 or something for the Great League, so you know it's going to be super glassy. But can it make up for that with its moveset? Well, we are going to test that out in today's video because we are running pretty much every moveset it could possibly have. In the first set, we're going to be testing out Dragon Tail with Earth Power, and not Outrage as the second move, but I was thinking about it, and you know, Dragon Tail, it hits pretty hard. Realistically, with Dragon Tail and a Pokemon this glassy, are you ever really going to get to Outrage? Probably not. And Dragon Tail is doing a lot of dragon damage as it is, so Sand Tomb as a bait, lowering the defense, and then doing raw Dragon Tail damage, probably the way to go. So that's what we're testing on the first set. For the second set of battles, we are going to be running Mud Shot with Earth Power and Outrage. Definitely a more spammy move, so you can get off more charge moves like Outrage with that particular move set. These were probably some of the craziest battles I have ever done, and honestly, Garchomp kind of surprised me. I still don't think it's a good Pokemon, but it put in some work in this video. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you feel this Christmas tree vibe. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so Garchomp with Earth Power. We got two sets in this video. First set of 5 battles, we are running Dragon Tail, Earth Power, Sand Tomb. Second set of battles, Mud Shot, Earth Power, Outrage. Let's hop into the first battle right here. We got Skarmory into Stunfisk. Horrible lead, probably the worst lead you could see right here. So we're going to swap out into the Garchomp. Look at this safe swap. Look at that counter. Alolan Ninetales going to destroy here. So I'm going for the Sand Tomb here to make this a bit easier for the Skarmory. Of course, Skarmory is a very good matchup here. We get the shield though. We are definitely going to take that. Opponent probably expected an Earth Power, and a lot of people probably just don't even know what the heck Garchomp could do because it's so new. But I guess they, whatever, it doesn't matter. We got the shield, that's all that matters. Ninetales coming in here. This is a very good matchup for the Skarmory. Now I was thinking maybe I could farm down, but then I saw even with the defense drop, Air Slash isn't doing too much, so we have to throw a Sky Attack here and then commit to the farm down before they get to another move. Switch timer is up now, so I instantly swap out into Swampert, and it's a Skarmory in the back. And this is where getting that shield against the Ninetales is going to come through clutch, because if we could leave this matchup with the Swampert still alive, there is a very good opportunity to win this matchup in the back, because Swampert, very good against Stunfisk. Let's see how this plays out. Opponent sneaks in an Air Slash there, which I did not like. Still hoping I could get to the next move, but they actually let that go through. So it's a huge break for me because now I know I can survive at least one Mud Bomb. So I'm going to shield up at least one time here. And basically it becomes a race at this point. Who could get to 2 charge moves first? I'm going to throw a Hydro Cannon here. We have a shield for the next Mud Bomb. This is going to get their shield. And then as long as we can outpace them to the Hydro Cannon after this Mud Bomb goes through here, we will survive this. Hydro Cannon should be enough to knock out the Stunfisk. And we are going to be able to take this game. If this KOs, is it enough? Hydro Cannon coming through. Bang! There it is. Swampert taken out. That's a pretty big comeback against a very difficult lead. Probably the worst lead you could see with Skarmory. So off to a 1-0 start here. Let's hop into the next battle. Skarmory into Galvantula. Another horrible lead right here. We're going to swap out, same old story. Garchomp comes in. This time we see a Politoed, so this actually isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, so at the time of this battle, I thought Weather Ball would KO me for some reason because Garchomp is so glassy that I was so afraid. And I know they're going to shield this, so I throw the Sand Tomb. And I'm thinking, if we get the shield, Dragon Tail does so much, maybe I could take switch advantage here by committing both shields. So I actually decided to shield this up. And instead of throwing another charge, I'm going to go for the farm down with Dragon Tail. Not able to do it. I was freaking out at this point. I was so mad at myself because I thought Weather Ball would knock us out. Look at that! Garchomp survives Weather Ball. Super tanky level 13 Pokemon right there. Skarmory comes in. I'm going to throw the Earth Power right here. This is still going to do decent damage, I guess. It's not too bad. And we get the defense drop. Talk about the sickness right there, because now they're probably going to shield if they think it's an Earth Power. They don't. So Sand Tomb goes through. Still, not the worst case scenario. I'm going to come in with the Skarmory here. They swap out to Galvantula. I come in with the Swampert here. Now, unfortunately for us, this is a good match for Swampert, but not when you're down shields. So Lunge going to do a lot of damage, and now the Galvantula basically shields this up. I need the opponent to throw energy here. If they farm down and are successfully able to do that, we're going to get in big trouble. So they do throw their energy. This is really good. As long as we can now get to the Sky Attack before this Galvantula throws a move, we should be able to win this game against the opponent's Skarmory in the back. So here comes the Sky Attack, praying this takes out the Galvantula. Bang! Yes, it does. The opposing Skarmory comes back in. They're probably going to need 2 Brave Birds here to take us out. So Sky Attack comes through. That's definitely not going to be enough. They need a Brave Bird. I still don't think Brave Bird would be enough either. So we're going to go for the Sky Attack right here. This is going to be enough to knock out the opponent. We take that game 2-0 start against 2 electric type leads into the Skarmory. Garchomp, kind of the MVP here if you think about it, because it's the safe switch. It's making a lot of problems for the opponents here. We got another horrible lead. Skarmory into Stunfisk. They just keep getting worse. Here comes Garchomp once again, and we see Azumarill come in. So at this point, I decide I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power first, but they actually outpace us with the Ice Beam, which is unfortunate. I want to shield because I feel that I could actually get to 2 Earth Powers before the next move. So I'm going to throw Earth Power here. But then what I'm thinking is, consider how much damage this does here, they're probably not going to want to take another one. So I'm actually going to go for the bait with Sand Tomb, and I'm expecting a shield here. Because if they don't shield this and the Earth Power goes through, I could technically take Switch. So they do shield that up, and we get a defense drop. Now, Garchomp's pretty much done his job here. Don't think I'll shield here because there's really no point. We won't outpace it to 2 moves. So I let the Garchomp go down. Now I'm going to come in with the Skarmory. And the play here is to completely farm down, but the opponent is building up a lot of energy. This could potentially be a Hydro Pump. We have a lot of health on the Skarmory, so I let it go through. It's only an Ice Beam, that's very good. Swap out into Swampert to get an energy lead here on whatever is in the back. It's a Drifblim, so I want to get off this Hydro Cannon before the first debuff comes through. And technically speaking, my win condition here is to call an Icy Wind bait, because if they land Shadow Ball, it's GG's. So I let that go through. That's huge for us. And now I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon once again. These Hydro Cannons coming from the Shadow, still going to be doing a lot of damage here despite the debuff. The next one should be enough to KO. CMP tie, we're going to lose that right there. So I'm forced to burn my last shield, which is a little bit unfortunate, but at least we will get rid of this Drifblim here. And now there's a Stunfisk in the back. I need to build up as close to a Hydro Cannon as possible and then swap out because I need to reset that debuff. So I build up to what I thought was a Hydro Cannon, swapped out into the Skarmory right here. And at this point, it becomes a game where you have to sort of count the opponent's charges. But remember, the opponent could swap out and like if they assume that I have a Hydro Cannon ready, there is the potential for them to try and catch that move onto their Azumarill in the back. I think it's an Azumarill in the back, still has like 1 HP, so we have to be a little bit careful about not letting that happen. So Brave Bird's gonna come through here, and at this point, this is where I'm starting to wonder, like, are they gonna try swapping? So I'm not gonna throw right away. I'm gonna hit one more Mud Shot, but actually turns out I'm not even at the Hydro Cannon, so we're able to land the Hydro Cannon here onto the Stunfisk. They didn't swap out, that's huge. Azumarill comes back in, no health left. We take that game. We're off to a 3-0 start. Considering we had 3 bad leads, this is kind of crazy, and things are getting pretty hype right now. So Takago in the next matchup, we got Skarmory into Nidoqueen, the first positive lead of the day. Let's go. Opponent swaps out into Umbreon, and we don't really have a good answer for this in the back. So what I want to do here is throw some chip damage at it with the Skarmory, and then probably come in with the Garchomp. If this Brave Bird lands, I'm going to come with Garchomp for sure, and probably just commit to a Dragon Tail farm down. So let's see what happens. Let that go through, that's huge. Now I swap out into Garchomp, and although Garchomp is very glassy, definitely could tank at least 1 foul play, so I let the first one go through. Takes it pretty well, you know, can't take another one, that's for sure. So I'm going to shield here, but at this point we should be able to actually commit to the Dragon Tail farm down before it gets to another move. So we're going to be loaded on energy here with the Garchomp. Definitely don't want to come in with the Nidoqueen, so here comes the Azumarill, going to throw the Earth Power right here. Earth Power, as we've seen, it does quite a bit of damage right there, and the opponent isn't shielding, so I'll probably go for the Sand Tomb right here. Really hoping that this does get a shield. Might make more sense to go for the Earth Power, but we do get the shield there, and we swap out into the Skarmory here. So this Azumarill absolutely low on energy, and I need this Skarmory because although Swampert has a good match against Nidoqueen, it is a Shadow, and it's kind of glassy. So we're going to come in with the Nidoqueen here, the opponent is, and we're going to throw the Sky Attack. At this point, Earth Power is probably the biggest threat here to the Skarmory. If they go for Poison Fang, I actually will really like that. And they do go for the Poison Fang, so that's really nice because that's going to allow us to get to one more Sky attack here. They, of course, could shield this and then go for the Earth Power, so let's see what happens. They let it go through instead, so they're putting all their hope into Azumarill here. I'm hoping my switch timer comes up very quickly. Going to try and catch onto the Garchomp. Opponent doesn't throw though, and unfortunately for them, we do get to this Sand Tomb, so this is going to force the final shield right here. They don't shield. We have Sky Attack in the back, so we're going to get their shield now. If they didn't want to shield that, they're going to have to shield this. And then the Swampert in the back going to be able to come in here. Farm down with the Mud Shot. They're forced to throw energy because the next Air Slash would take them out. There's no way Azumarill is going to pull off this win right here. Full health Swampert comes in. Mud slaps down like a Kangaskhan. We take that game. We are off to a 4-0 start with Dragon Tail Garchomp. Medicham here in the next matchup. We got Skarmory into Scrafty, so a very positive lead, right? I mean, it's not the greatest because you could lose this in 2 shields actually, but it's a pretty solid lead in general. Opponent tries to catch on to their Bastiodon. You know what that means? Here comes the Shadow Swampert. This is the wall Bastiodon. They call it wall face. This is the wall to the wall face. Swampert will take anything. Stone Edge comes through. Gonna throw this Hydro Cannon here, and the beautiful thing about this is that the Shadow Swampert could actually farm down from this range now, so I don't even have to throw another Hydro Cannon. Just commit to the straight farm down right here, counting the smackdowns. We are loaded on energy. Granbull comes in. I go for the Hydro Cannon here, and if they shield, I try to go for the Sludge Wave. That was a mistake. I should have just went for the Hydro Cannon because I didn't think one charm would have taken us out, but the Shadow super glassy apparently, but it's okay. We got a lot of energy left on Skarmory. Opponent shields that, so now all I have to do is get to this Brave Bird here. We're actually able to outpace the Granbull to it, so this is going to be enough to take out the Granbull. Bang! There it is. Garchomp coming in. I'm going to call the Power Up Punch here. Definitely a bit of a risky play, but the Skarmory still has enough to take this out. They do go for the Pup here. I feel that's their win condition to go for the Pup technically. So I'm going to shield up this time. And we could just go for the Sand Tomb and Dragon Tail down. But we want to go for the big hitter right here. Garchomp going for the Earth Power. We're going to finish off this game in style. Bang! There it is. Scrafty, get out of here. We go 5-0 in the first set with Dragon Tail Garchomp. Unbelievable. So we saw what Dragon Tail plus Sand Tomb could do in the previous set. This set we're running Mud Shot plus Outrage. Let's see if it's any different. This is probably the most annoying glitch in the game right now. Claim the reward from the last battle. Pokemon shows up. Look at this lead right here. Another horrible lead. Gonna swap out into the Garchomp here. And the opponent brings in Meganium. So at this point, I go for the Earth Power. Probably should have just went for the Outrage here because we're only gonna throw and move and Outrage is gonna do more damage. So we do get a shield though. And when we get the shield there, honestly, I should have just let this go. Took the shield advantage, but I decided to shield here. Thinking I could outpace, and if I get one more Earth Power bait, maybe I could land the Outrage after, but that's still a mistake because Outrage isn't going to be enough to knock out the Meganium. So I should have just taken the shield advantage. Instead, I'm going to take one shield apiece and give up switch still. So I think that was a misplay on my part. Could have came in with Skarmory and pretty much walled this Meganium, but we'll see how this plays out. Coming with Skarmory here. Going to farm down completely, of course. Nothing from these Skarmory's nothing from the Meganium will threaten us. So Frenzy Plant comes through. Just commit to the straight farm down, and then as soon as we exit this matchup, swap out into the Swampert. I want to make sure my switch timer was up before taking out the Meganium. It is. Swampert comes in. Here comes the Bastiodon. Opponent comes with Medicham, so they stayed in a little extra there as you saw, and that's going to cost them because now I have a pretty big energy lead, and these Hydro Cannons are going to hurt. So as long as I can get to 2 Hydro Cannons here before the next move from the Medicham, we should be able to take this out. And Swampert, you've seen how much it walls the Bastiodon. It could probably handle the game in the back. So here comes the Hydro Cannon. That goes through. Next one, no CMP. Well, it doesn't matter if it's CMP. We're going to win it anyways. We take out the Medicham. Bastiodon coming back in. Probably close to a move here, so I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon and then look to swap out to Skarmory because they farmed a lot before swapping out. Here comes the Skarmory. Here comes the move. That's the catch of the game right there. Flamethrower comes through. Can Skarmory finish off the Bastiodon here? Is Skarmory a Bastiodon counter confirmed? People in the comments love seeing Skarmory take out Bastiodon for some reason. So if you're one of those people, here you go. Skarmory with the Brave Bird. Bang! There it is. Bastiodon, get out of here. No wall face in the Garchomp zone. we take that game. Let's hop into the next battle right here. We got Garchomp up against J-Tans. Garchomp on my mind. That's all I can think about. Garchomp right here. Skarmory into Altaria. Pretty, I mean, like, this is a decent match for Skarmory, but a pretty bad lead for this team. So this is my first time seeing Altaria on the day with this team, so I decided to let this go through. And I'm going to go for the Brave Bird, but this is probably the game where I believe I made mistakes. So what I do here is, I could have probably overfarmed a little bit more, but I throw the Brave Bird, and that's fine. Going for the Brave Bird isn't the issue here. It goes through, but I swap out into Swampert trying to farm. Thankfully, the opponent swaps out, because that could have been a huge problem for me. I should not have swapped out into Swampert there. Just finishing off with the Skarmory, but Hypno is actually a pretty big problem for this backline. So probably no matter what I did, this game would have been pretty rough. So man, this is really rough right here. I let it go through, and it's a Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, we can't get to another move, so I probably should have just shielded to get either the last shield or take out this Hypno, because at that time I thought I could come in here with Garchomp and farm down, but as you could see, Garchomp is doing nothing here with the mud shots. This is where I really miss the Dragon Tail. Look at this, literally doing nothing. Like, I can't even farm down, so I swap out into Skarmory to catch this move. I am relying on Garchomp to win this game, but then again, Garchomp can't even beat that Altaria with as little health as it has. We see a Toxicroak come in, so this is one Pokemon that Garchomp could beat with the energy lead. You guys want to see a one-shot on the Toxicroak coming from the Garchomp. Here comes the Earth Power. Let's give it to them anyways. Bang! There it is. Toxicroak goes down, but we're going to catch the smoke right here from the Altaria. They definitely... I mean, we had no answer for that Hypno pretty much, so that was a pretty rough game, but GG's to the opponent there. The next game, I believe we had an Altaria back-to-back, so in this game, I decided to play a little bit differently. I wasn't going to throw the Brave Bird and then dip out. I'm going to throw the Brave Bird, and if they let it go through, just shield and stay in, maintain, switch, hope there's no Hypno in the back. So let's see how this plays out. Gonna take the first Sky Attack, of course, over farm a little bit, make it look like I'm going for 2 Sky Attacks, but then throw the Brave Bird instead. A lot of people really don't like shielding the first move. Nobody really respects the Brave Bird, so there it goes. That's a huge hit. Altaria going to throw the move here. Because I did lower my defense, I'm actually going to shield here. Actually not sure if I need to shield there. Probably could just let that go through, maybe farm down with Air Slash. I need to look into that, but either way, Azumarill comes in, so I'm going to throw the Brave Bird here and then look to swap out. So I come in with the Swampert here, and the opponent brings in a Stunfisk, so I'm okay with this. They probably would have been better off staying in with the Azumarill with the shield advantage, but if they want to come with Stunfisk, so be it. I mean, the Garchomp would have a decent matchup with Mudshot Earth Power. That's actually one matchup that Garchomp has a lot better now because of Earth Power. So opponent shields there, and I actually decide to let this go through here so I can get an energy lead on the Garchomp. And because we're running Mudshot and we have a shield, I feel like all I need is 1 Earth Power to win this game. So I'm actually going to shield this and hope that I can get to 2 Earth Powers, but at the same time, we also do have these Skarmory still, and they actually have Play Rough. So at this point, it actually became apparent to me that I didn't need to sack onto the Skarmory because I should be able to outpace, assuming they do not have Ice Beam. So we do actually get to the Earth Power here before the Azumarill, and that means Garchomp is an Azumarill counter confirmed. Here it comes. Bang! There it is. Azumarill taken out. That little flex there by that Garchomp. He's not playing no games. Nobody wants that Garchomp smoke. Taking the game right there. Papillon Jr. in the next matchup. We got Skarmory into a Politoed. So Politoed again, kind of a problematic Pokemon for the backline. Opponent swaps out into Hypno. Also problematic for the backline. So I kind of have to stay in there with Skarmory, but at the same time, Thunder Punch really hurts. So I'm in a tricky spot here. What I want to do is throw a Sky Attack, soften it up a bit, and then come in with the Swampert. Actually, I'm not going for the Sky Attack. I'm going for the Brave Bird here. So I'm going for the Nuke. They do shield. Now I'm going to come with the Swampert. At least we got a shield here. This makes the matchup a lot more playable for Swampert. And we're going to throw just before they get to the next move here. Either force the second shield or just maintain the switch. They let that go through. And let's see what they come in with here. Come back in with the Politoed. And we're going to throw Sludge Wave. Looks like the opponent considered backing out right there. In that moment you saw sort of froze for a bit. Going to throw the Sludge Wave right here. Game seems a little bit frozen. Gets the shield. Opponent does not want the smoke. They had enough of that Garchomp, and they're going to back out there. So we take that game right there. Let's hop into the next battle. Nalawi in the next match. We got Skarmory into a Bastiodon. Another Bastiodon. Horrible lead. How are we going to play this out? Swap out into the Garchomp, of course. And the opponent comes in with a Medicham. So, not a good matchup for the Garchomp, of course. Ice Punch will be doing a lot of damage. So we're going to throw the Earth Power right here. And that does get the shield. I would imagine at this point, probably not going to shield the Garchomp. There's no reason. They actually overfarmed quite a bit. So they probably have 2 moves ready. Just let this go down. Come back in with the Skarmory. This game is going to come down to Swampert in the back. Hopefully it could take out the Bastiodon plus whatever's in the back with a shield advantage. I was trying to farm down here with the Skarmory. Most important thing is to make sure that your switch timer comes back up on the Swampert so you can swap out. Once that happens, feel free to throw the Sky Attack, especially at this point where the next Ice Punch will KO. You don't want to lose the Skarmory here, right? You want to at least have it for some insurance in the back. So we throw the Sky Attack here, enough to KO. Bastiodon comes in, here comes the Swampert. Pelipper in the back. Now, Pelipper is actually a problem for Swampert. This is one of the situations where you really want to have the Shadow, because with the shield advantage, Sludge Wave from the Shadow is enough to give you the win in this match. If you did not have a Shadow, you couldn't do anything here, but with the Shadow, it's playable and you can just go straight Sludge Wave both times. You do not need to bait. If you bait and they call it, becomes very problematic. So just go straight Sludge Wave with the Shadow here. Is the Sludge Wave going to be enough to take out the Pelipper right here? You already know, bang, there it is. Didn't really take it out, but the Mud Shot comes through. That's how we do. Bastiodon comes back in. Hydro Cannon going to be doing a lot of damage here. And are we able to outpace this? Bastiodon pretty much has no energy, so we should be able to get to the next Hydro Cannon. Yes, we are going to take out the Bastiodon right there. Swampert putting in the work. We take that game. And that is a 4-1 set after the 5-0. Is the Garchomp hype real? Probably not. So those were the battles featuring Community Day, Earth Power Garchomp. Is it a meta pick for the Great League? Obviously not. It's a very risky pick, spice pick at best, not recommended for the Great League. However, we had a lot of luck with it in these battles and happened to showcase it in a positive light. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.